Hello and welcome to Two Tangles Tuesday, where we do two tangles together in 20 minutes or less. Today we're doing abo and macrame. So we want to put our macrame kind of like in the middle as the best we can. So I'm just going to put like a little mark right there just so that I know that I'm trying to stay like in that area. It's okay if you're offset a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm going to make my macrame a little small because we are working on a bijou tile. I like to curve my lines. You don't have to curve your lines if you don't want to. Okay. And then the next step that we're going to do is we're going to round these off like that. You don't want to go too high, but oops, I missed one. There we go, that's okay. And if your lines don't touch, this would be a good time to make sure that you draw that touch in. Okay, and so now I have 4 of my little pieces for macrame. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to draw a line and a loop from this one to that one. Okay, I'm going to kind of go on the edge here. Okay. And then I'm going to aura that. You can aura the inside, you can aura the outside. It doesn't really matter. Okay. And then I started from this way to this way, so I'm going to go this way and do the same thing. This time I'm going to have to use the holly bomb method to keep from going over the line that I just drew. Okay. And let's see, who is missing one? They've all got one. So I think what we're going to do though is make some more loops. So let's start right here, right there. And we're going to make a loop that touches right in there. And then I'm going to go on the outside. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more. So I am going to do from this way. This way. Okay, so we have 4 basic lines, okay? And so I'm gonna add a little bit more in later, but right now, let's get into the abo, okay? So one of the challenges with abo is that you have to kind of make sure that you have enough room for your petals. But if you don't, it's okay because that's what the hollybot method is for, right? So I'm gonna choose this bigger space right here. And so what you do is you make a half moon and then another, okay? Then you're gonna mirror that. But on one of these sides, it doesn't really matter what side, you're gonna actually connect like this and then ink that in. And then we're gonna draw in some petals. But since we've kind of drawn over this line, we're gonna try to fit the first petal in this little space right here. So kind of like that, okay? And then we're gonna keep drawing thin petals and then also moving our tile. Now, when we come to this next line, we don't want to draw a petal inside that, okay? We only do that on one side of the string. The side that has the part blackened in. If it's not blackened in, we definitely don't want to draw a petal. So I'm going to start here again. And I'm just going to do part of a petal, okay? And that's basically how you do abo, all right? And so I'm going to see, okay, this one's got a pretty big space in there, so I'm actually going to do abo. I'm going to do it a little closer to here so we have a little bit more room. Just got to figure out where to fit it in. And you can even do a smaller half moon set if you would like. And you can do smaller petals as well. Okay, we're going to start on that place where we're going to fit that little petal in. You can put as thick or thin petals as you would like. But I tend to like to have a lot of them, so, but it's completely up to you. Okay, that looks cute. So I do feel like these spaces are a little bit small, but that's okay because I want to show you what to kind of do. I'm only going to do 3 though, but I want to kind of show you what to do if you find that, I'd like to put 3 in here, but my spaces are too small. What do I do now? So I'm going to make these 2. Okay, and now I'm going to do my petals. I'm going to start the same way with fitting a petal into this little space. So see, I thought it was too small, but as long as I just like keep my petals kind of at a shorter size, it's really no problem. Okay, and that is our 3 abos. I could probably fit a small one in here, but I don't think I want to do that this time. Another thing that you could do to decorate like the macrame or the edges is, let's see. Everyone has like 2 spaces, but I'm just going to stick something in here real quick. You want to skip over that space. Okay. So I'm putting some ribbons in there that are just free flowing and they don't really have anything else to do but just kind of hang out there. So where else do I want to put one? I can put one coming out from here. Oops, that one's too thin. That's okay. So, and what you could do with this one is just kind of color that in, since I accidentally made a little boo-boo with a little bit of ink, and that's okay. So I will color the rest of it, ink that in. And I don't really think I have a lot of room to do another one. But I'm going to do one, at least not right here. Well, let's see. I could probably fit one in there. No, I don't think I have a lot of room. Okay. And then since I had to ink this one in here, I'm going to do that for this one as well. Just so they match, so it looks like maybe I kind of did it on purpose. That's the beauty of Zentangle, is you can always fix something if you make a mistake with your pen. Yeah, I feel like it could definitely use another one. So I'm just gonna stick one right here. And there we go with our macrame and our abo. So let's get to the shading. To shade the abo, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look at this little circle here, and then I'm going to shade on the edge like this in the little stem, and then put some graphite also on the stem on that side. Okay, so and then with my tortillon, I'm gonna kind of just spread that out, kind of, and make like a little bit of a gradient. So, okay, and that looks pretty cool. And then what I'm also gonna do is see how like there's like a gradient right here, but there's nothing right here, right? So what I want to do is just kind of look around and see where else can I put some, and then make a gradient, but still leave part of it that's actually still white. So this one's a good place to do that because it doesn't have any abo on it. Alrighty, and let's see what else. Okay, I have not done this one. Okay. Well, these don't actually look so bad. I think that those little ribbons without being connected to anything actually turned out pretty cool. Now I want to do, oh, I want to do this part because I didn't do this. Thought I missed one somewhere. Okay. Now I want to do the macrame, and I'm just going to, what do I want to do with the macrame? I think I'm going to just go on the edges here where the lines meet. And put a good bit of graphite in those places. And kind of blend it out. And that is macrame and abo.